Hey everyone! Well, as I mentioned at the end of my last video, I'm getting ready to stay put and settle in for the winter months. It's nearly the end of October and it's just starting to feel like we're transitioning into the off-season. You might be wondering what are some of the things I do to prepare for the winter months, and I guess I could break it down into two categories. One would be things I do for the boat and the maintenance of the boat, and things I do for myself that will make it more comfortable to live on the boat in the winter. This is the time of year that I bring my sails in for their annual maintenance, and what the sail loft is going to look for is any areas that might need restitching or larger repairs. I know my sails are in really good condition, but by bringing them in once a year and having a proper sail loft look at them and make any repairs, I know they're going to last a lot longer. The only thing is, when I go to the sail loft, I often can't leave there without buying something. So you've all seen me in the orange hat, it says North Sails on it. It's one of my favorite hats. Well, when I was there the other day, they had this nice blue and white hat, and I just had to buy it. So anyways, you may see this in future episodes. Something else I do for the boat for this time of year is I put the winter cover on. Now, some winter covers will completely enclose the boat. Some people even shrink wrap their boats, and that's great for protecting the top sides, but I live on the boat and that's not practical to have that type of cover. So mine's sort of a partial cover. It doesn't go right to the tow rails. It lets lots of light in through the windows in the cabin, even the hatches, and with the compromise there being that it doesn't completely cover the boat. Something else I do when the boat's going to be sitting for any length of time is I make sure that the fuel tank is topped up. The reason that I top up the fuel tank before winter and anytime that I know the boat's going to be sitting for a long time is to prevent condensation in the tank. And if you get condensation in your tank, then it'll drip into the fuel and now you have water in your fuel. Something that I add to the diesel is a product called Stanadyne, and it's a diesel fuel additive. Among other things, it is for cold weather and anti-gel protection, and I know the diesel is going to be sitting for a while, so that's the main reason I'm adding it now. As far as making the boat a little more comfortable to live on in the winter months, one of the things I do is put the carpet back in. You may have seen my video last year where I cut underlay and carpet, and that makes a huge difference on your feet and maintaining the heat. I love the hardwood cabin sole, but in the winter months having that underlay and carpet is a real nice feature to have. I also brought my dehumidifiers out of storage. I keep one under the main cabin table, and it runs 24/7. I have to empty it about once a week, and I have a second one that's quite a bit smaller, and I keep it up in the V-berth, and I also empty that about once a week. But that makes a big difference, and maintaining humidity is very important in the winter months. If I'm walking down from my car to the boat and it's raining out, I'll leave my wet coat out in the cockpit, in the enclosure out here, and I don't bring anything wet downstairs. I don't shower on the boat in the winter. I use the shower at the marina and the shower at work or at my gym, and I only shower on the boat in the summer months because things can dry out easier. It's that time of year too where the nights are getting a little bit chilly, so I primarily heat the boat with my little space heater, and that seems to do the job 95% of the time. When it does get a little extra cool, I will throw on the wall furnace. What I did the other day was I just fired it up and wanted to make sure it was running well, the fan's working, and I don't want to discover that on a sub-zero night, if we have a cold spell, that there's something wrong with the furnace. So that does make a huge difference, having that wall furnace. And I could just heat the boat with it, but I would have to run up and fill the propane tank, once every few weeks. And just having my little electric space heater, it does the job, and I don't have to fill it up. And it's just easier when you're living on the boat to make some of those things a bit easier and more convenient. And there you go, that's it. There's not really a lot I have to do to prepare the boat for the winter and to make it a little more comfortable below in the winter months. It's pretty much just the same thing I'm doing in the summer, except I've got the carpet in, the heat on a little more, and watching those humidity levels a little more closely. I can't really think of anything else that I do, but I'm looking forward to getting out already. I'm just sort of feeling like I'm just getting the boat set up to sit at the dock for a while, but I've already been thinking, where could I go sailing? And I hope I can get out in the not too distant future. I have some ideas of where to go and bring you guys along. I do love off-season sailing, so hopefully I can get out for a week at some point. And I'm not going to give away the destinations just yet, but it is somewhere new, one of the spots anyways. Whether I'm here or I'm at another dock somewhere else, it's all pretty good, and I really still love the live aboard life, and hope to keep doing it for a long time. I can't imagine living on land, so that's probably a good indication that I will be doing this for a long time, and we'll see how it all goes. So we'll see you guys on the next video.